That is the fearless way.
It's pretty amazing. That's assuming you have no bans at the start of the game, which unfortunately you do. That's Caitlyn Morgana as the option. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is something that's been banned against Smash in his first 2 games. KT made sure that he wasn't able to get Caitlyn every single time, as Carrier is just cycling through some things that he could pick. He's probably going to land on Lux or Elise. That's a little bit more of the flavor of the month style. Gives them some non-committal sort of engage CC, throwing out cocoons and things like that, because there's not a lot of engage on this comp.
There's no, it's a big comp, right? With the Xin Zhao, I know that there is some semblance of team fighting in there with the Victor, but realistically, this comp is going to try to play through particularly that strong side early on. Doran probably going to go for the beefier tank build and try to play from there.
There's no way.
Well,
yes, there is. And actually, it's a fine pick. We'll see how it is going to go.
Well, wait, this is a situation where Wei actually should be really good. If the map is not in complete tatters, which unfortunately I think is what T1.
But T1, it is a very, very T1 draft. Drafting for lane has been the T1 MO, I feel, for like 7 years. And it seems to have worked because they're defending world champions. So let's jump into the Rift for game number 1. This early game is beautifully crafted from Nongshim.
The T1 really did not see that one coming. You can see they're all out of sorts here, as we do have Doran now also looking for a lane to go to. Can't really go towards the bot lane, particularly with how much he's been chunked already.
And this was kind of like Doran ganking Fisher's lane, but Lehen's finding him means that it's a huge win for Nongshim. Yeah. Well, let's see whether they can make it work. Lehen sitting at full health right now. Carrier wanting to find that cocoon, gets it, but great buffer on the anchor. Kingen bounces back. Let's see what can happen here. They get on top of the Aurora and take her down. Carrier repelling just to get himself out of the way as we're looking for a bit of a hook. Jiwoo fighting against Doran here. Doran winning out on that one very, very handily. But first blood going over to T1 without too much of a fuss. 50 seconds until the grubs are up and available as Kingen bouncing around this bottom lane and is still just taking a lot from these shock blasts that are raining through from Doran. Fisher comes down to help out, so Gideon will be able to secure this, and then should also be in position.
That she has available just for runes and her base damages. The one thing that is going pretty well here for Nongshim is Fisher's lane specifically will now catch most of this wave and equalize again, but mostly in terms of prio, has actually been able to allow Gideon to do stuff, right? The fact that they're able to get that dragon is nice. Does look like with the vision control and spells off. Like Ezreal's burst is okay, but it does feel like the skirmishes for them, until they reach a good amount of items, are going to be kind of awkward, because if like Gideon jumps in on Xin Zhao, for example, like he is not dying in the CC combo.
Looking for is Smash taking a bit of damage here as there's the flash forward. They get on top of Carrier. True shot barrage, they're trying to burst him, and they take him down!
Dragon as well. I think T1 are going to be very happy with this.
Yep, getting the fancy shoes is definitely the main thing, as Kingen in a bit of trouble here. That flash cocoon was gorgeous, but the knockup is going to come through, denies some Q damage as well. And so Lehen's saving his teammates left, right, and center, but Fisher, let's see whether he can be saved. Death Ray comes down, but still there to destroy your stuff. They don't have enough energy to stop the Demolition Man from coming in, and he is going to do so. Still, Lens and Jiwoo will be able to pick up this wave, and it looks like they have other things on their mind, as Gideon could be in trouble, has to flash, but there's the flash knockup. Haste in the hole comes down, as well as Gideon trying to taxi out via Faker. It's not going to do enough. Decent damage here from Fisher. Oh, Faker is going to be taken down. Nongshim trying to get a little bit back here as Ona goes in. We'll be able to get a nice little knockup onto King, and in comes Doran. Nice shock blast will connect. Kingen's in trouble. Smash grabs it with the very end of the Peacemaker, and he's not making very much peace with that one this game. Lehen's moving on over as well, but he's lumbering in a little bit too slow to really get anything done.
So like, you have a poke comp, but they don't know where the opponents are. You don't have vision control, so it just kind of does not a lot.
Yeah. If they were ahead, right, it's a beautiful seat composition.
And it
but
can come back.
Yeah. This is not going to help, as Lehen's going to flash to try and get out of the way. Carrier comes down. There's a nice double knockup to come through here, and Fisher's AoE is sizable. There's the crushing more as well, and Fisher answers the attack on his support. And now Gideon looking for an opportunity. Ona goes in and just takes down Lehen's. The fear is a little late to save him, but they'll still be able to give another kill over to Kingen, which I think is a big deal if they want him to be a part of this game.
Oh, if only Lehen's could have just pieced out. Really good turn there from Owner. Knew he was dead for sure with the rotation coming through. But this is the issue. Like, that play was winning for Nongshim until you look at the map. Faker even teleporting to just guarantee that this inner goes down.
Rift Herald picked up here by Nongshim on the top side as Lahens finds the wall. Fisher going to come down here as Ju is fighting against Smash. I don't know about this one, Ju. He just shoots and he kills. There it is. Oh, Ju going to survive. Thought that ace in the hole was actually going to be able to do more there as the repel just to dodge out of the way.
To start them in a favorable position for them.
Yeah.
You really are going to need to once Fisher finishes that second item.
Gravity Field coming down, just trying to turn Nongshim. That's going to work, but Dragon is going to be picked up. Items are not equal and things like this, but it's kind of cool that we've got two legendaries for everyone.
Might be, it has to be.
Yeah, Faker throws this one down as King gonna have to flash. Does survive though, at least for now. My goodness.
I think that T1 really got the better end of Nongshim here, and now they're spotting Gideon. You cannot do this Dragon, my man. They are going to start at Otacon, and they're going to be able to get control of this Tri-Brush. Nongshim, maybe the bait was successful after all.
The problem is T1 needs to kill Fisher, because if they're actually fighting Otacon, he's going to do so much damage to them. Doran on a flank angle, he's going to have to flash. He has to flash. As Doran is going to discover the rest of them. Fisher flashes into him. I don't know about that one, but they do manage to take down Doran because there is that unending despair, or the spiraling despair, as it's said. It's not actually the item. It is the ultimate ability. They're just extraordinarily similar. So sometimes you've got these dive compositions that do damage very short range.
Yeah,
they have to go in to make the damage happen. Nongshim doesn't. They just do it.
They're going to give
Speaking of just doing it, this Otacon is just gone, yeah. So I feel like there was a good thing about the Dragon, and then they had an opportunity to not just give this up. But they're going to. And so Otacon is going to be picked up. They do not commit to trying to kill them after the Otacon goes down.
Not quite yet the third item for Giu. But
Lahens clearing wards here a little bit. Cocoon going to miss, though. That means that he will survive. In fact, the Shock Blast, the Wind Becomes Lightning, everything. Going to be missing the Big Daddy. And so Lahens able to keep that health bar pretty high up. Doran going down low, as you can see. Faker moving over, looking for Kingin. Kingin will be able to go into stealth, be all right for now. And now the Hui problem is coming in. Carrier looking for the engage, but the Arcane Shift out from Jiwoo is going to help keep him safe. Lahens goes down first, though, and Nongshim, they have no right to be here. And they are able to get themselves out. Thankfully, Fisher has a lot of abilities. In fact, way too many to remember the names of. And that line of damage, not going to be something that they want to walk through. Is now Kingin looking for Faker here, as he does a lot, but he may also just die as the ace in the hole threats the needle. They do trade, never mind, they don't trade it because Faker just goes back to the base for a little while, and so that will be the Baron over to T1. Excellent use. Oh, look at this.
Gideon is going to get spotted.
Yeah, this flank ward by T1 is fantastic. They've got a teleport to come in as Gideon does manage to get in there with the ulti. Flash out, though, avoids the anchor, and down goes the Vi. Fisher now finds the spiraling despair onto Carrier, but he's not actually that sad. Jiwoo gets over the wall. Lahens going to be taken down as Kingin trying to do some damage here, but Ona gets on top of the Ezreal, who flashes away and gets struck by the lightning of this Xin Zhao. And T1, they may just end just here. It's only Kingin left alive, and there is so much damage.
It's not the T1 Baron, it's the T1 Otacon that does Nongshim in.
Yeah. One little kill for Kingin on the back end, but Nexus turrets are now falling. Smash, 100% win rate here in the LCK Cup after his third victory. And after what was a really good early game plan from Nongshim, the rest of their game plans in the adaptation wasn't at that same level. And of course, T1 and their ability to turn on a dime macro-wise is so impressive.
Well, you see, and there's also not a lot of engage support, but Rel is still open. So there's also no Alistair. That I am not. So they're going to lock Xayah Rakan, right? And then it's also take away the Rakan from Carrier. A lot of the counters are taken away. I don't like it. Get me first and foremost, but I can see the thought process because Carrier was going to play Rakan. You can't play Leona, you can't play Poppy. You have to blind something. Like, I guess you could blind Maokai. Is it Blitzcrank? I've seen that Lahens face before.
God, yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
Don't blind Blitzcrank. Okay, this is fine. This is
No, it's not fine!
Why would you not lock the Rakan?
Lulu and Jinx in a lane against Xayah and Rel.
Oh, I don't think they're going to be laning against one another. But then you still win because you have Cassante in the lane swap.
Yeah.
And they have Renekton.
Yeah. But I just don't know whether it was the greatest choice on the line. Maybe they can prove us wrong.
생까지 30초 남았습니다.
All right. Let's get into it. Let's see whether Nongshim can show us something that we weren't expecting. And by we, I mean me and Chronicler, at least. I'm sure there's some of you in the chat and here at LoL Park, perhaps, that just know Jiwoo has a plan. And his first part of the plan is by picking Ghost, which is fun. Gets to run a bit more quickly. Setting it. It's plans within plans, baits within baits, and now they are going to cascade on top of Nongshim. Oh, Lehens with some fancy footwork there. Actually able to get out. Does have to expend a lot. And now Carrier flashing over this wall preemptively to make sure that Fisher is going to die to Smash. Ladies and gentlemen, on... Okay, never mind. Maybe you won't. Jiwoo's going to turn up. And there's the flash forward from Smash. Gets the flash finally out of Fisher. Jiwoo might be the one that pays for his sins, or at least is going to have to go back home.
You find some water in the desert, but you're still in the desert, and you have no way out.
Yeah.
Did you really survive? Because I'm not feeling very alive here if you're Nongshim.
And Fisher also wasn't actually able to go back as well as Lehens crashing down.
It's just a disaster.
Yeah, this was not the early game that you were hoping for, as Lehens is going to spot Owner out, and he's going to wonder when things are supposed to get good.
He has his passive stacked.
Yeah.
Fisher still doesn't get to go back!
He's still going to die, ladies and gentlemen. That is going to be Smash finally finishing it off. There's first blood. There are different people. There are people that like...
Gideon is getting cancelled on his steal the red buff. Smash is here.
Again, he didn't die.
Oh, Kingen doesn't even have TP! Lulu's gonna murder him!
Is he just gonna get... Like, look at Pix, the Pix damage, even the Cull, the Meek. Carrier's not Meek. He's looking for it, finds the auto, and the flash was used as well! Find me some good noodle news, please, someone! As T1 are finding everything they want on this map. 1,000 gold, the lead at 4.5 minutes. Oh, dearie me. Let's have a look at this from Carrier's perspective as he just goes and he kills King. The dodge of the Color Meek was the big moment.
That actually ends
no
up
health back.
Kill, right? Because without that situation, and Kingen was just farming away happily, so that you have a little bit of a gold lead there. And maybe this is T1 who now gets overconfident and over-invests.
Lures them into a false sense of security, Chronicler?
Yeah. That's...
I mean, no. Cut the video. We don't look at the bottom lane. There is Fisher making his way over there. No teleports for him. As Faker is just going to dive on top of Lehens, and Lehens going to have to crash
I
away
thought he was going to go field. I thought he was going to get him. But he doesn't want to risk it.
No, it's not. One's tiramisu, one's coffee. They're very different.
Okay, fair enough.
But otherwise, yeah, I just get more coffee.
That's a classic combo. You know, you can go other tropical flavors. You cannot look at
Crocodile.
What's transpiring here. Oh,
doesn't get hit by the moment. Look at the adorable snowman! And he's fallen asleep. Hopefully he was asleep when he went down as Carrier is able to tank up the turret. Another beautiful dive orchestrated here by T1.
He gets to play the game. He doesn't have flash, so it's not like he can... Even if he flashes, it doesn't matter because Smash just waits out.
Oh,
there we go!
Carrier might die! What? No! No! That is illegal! Oh, thank God!
Okay,
an actual pick.
All right, we get Carrier, right? Fisher, he's going to kill Smash. He gets the E. He's going to go in.
Okay.
He doesn't have
backflip. That was a bit weird, but that's okay.
Oh, no.
5-point strike.
Oh, Lulu's there. It's,
he gets
him.
Yes, he gets it.
That's two.
Yeah, Carrier's only level 5, so it doesn't have the wild growth. Couldn't actually keep him alive. Is now Kingen able to stun up Faker here. Fisher is very dead.
Just dodge. Dodge shield. We'll fight here, and if Nongshim just slam another one of these, now there is ult for Carrier, and Smash has Glenn, so this might be a bit of a hard one.
Ooh, Nongshim at least going to go even on grubs. There we go. If they get all of these, then they're actually
be big.
Capable of getting towards a feat of strength, perhaps. So Faker's moved up. Kingen's moved down, though.
Faker, I think, looking for the ult.
All right, that's going to be the secure by Gideon. So that is a feat of strength. Or at least almost a feat of strength. As Doran, yeah, perfect
Goes back
execution.
to a free 4K gold lead. talk about ice cream all we want, because I think we also haven't really touched upon what if you want like a hearty flavor versus a fruity flavor.
Oh, that's true. So we can hold on to that one as King is solo killing Faker. No flashes left. We're here in reality, and we're feeling like life is still pretty difficult for Nongshim as Doran eats the CC very comfortably. Doesn't have all out, but I don't know whether he needs it as King and very nice. And they don't have still a whole lot of peel like we were talking about. Lahens takes a lot of his health in damage.
Okay, get in. This is your moment. They can't let it go. And they can.
As they are fighting once again. There's the Flash Magnus Storm. The ulti comes through to buy some space here for Faker. And the backflip connects. Oh, you felt that Fisher wanted it, but it was definitely...
Try and look further. Gio might have to flash here, at least use his ult.
Wow, that is...
Are unaware. We got spotted here. Oh god, not the same spot.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
It's a different board, but it's the same trauma!
I've seen this before, as Owner is going to slow him down, speed himself up.
They turn.
They're going to look for it, as now Owner is just going to kill Lahens. So Lahens is really dead, but is he actually going to be able to get out with his life? That's the question.
Where no one can see it.
Did he ult at all? Well, as it turns out, he did. It filled up his rage bar, though, as we can see. They get vision on Carrier here, as now Lahens, he's driving. Let's see what can happen here as the Glacial Prison goes entirely wide. Owner is in trouble. Nice wild growth, but it's not going to be enough there as they manage to take down the turret, but not before Doran makes his way in. Faker's there as well. You got the all-out. Is the public execution going to be employed? The answer is yes, but it does not land. And Nongshim, it's a 1-for-1. They take a turret. You call it a trade-up, I guess.
You get the shutdown. That's worth. Unironically, that's not that bad a trade. The problem is that they're probably going to lose their own mid lane.
And they might lose Fisher as well, who's inside the Shroud, but that will wear off eventually. Doran's health bar isn't infinite as Smash did not want to tank that turret shot as well. And they run out of minion wave. Nongshim able to breathe a sigh of relief, because people probably wanted to hear more about Ice Cream, but now the game's got in the way. As Faker is also just going to dive on top of Jiu, who does have to use his Feather Storm. He dodges the damage of those feathers, and Faker's out of there. He's like a wraith. As now, Kingin looking for Smash, or is Smash looking for him? Super Mega Death Rocket connects onto Fisher. He doesn't get the Shuriken, and so Kingin will be going down. And Gideon now slowed down by this bowling ball that does way too much damage over time.
That's Otacon. That can be done as Faker does take a little bit too much damage. It was him that set up the play, though. Gets the ult onto Gio, and then crucially also dodges the pullback of the feathers with the Invest Some ability. Using the passive very nicely.
Yep. We're ganking Faker in a side lane when Faker cannot die. And the rest of his team are coming over. Fisher, if you reveal yourself, you are condemning yourself to death, but he didn't.
Nice.
Really
I can't
nice
believe
stuff.
no one is checking that brush. Are they going to go, like, Gideon is still there as well. Are they going to go for the deep flame?
Oh, God.
Oh, they are!
Well, let's see what they can do here as Jiu is at least able to avoid the public execution.
Oh.
And Nongshim, they decide better of it. And I do not blame them as Lahens. He could just be all out at here. It's a decent Magnus Storm to buy some time from Faker. Gideon, he books it and dives underneath as T1 are now trying to back themselves away. I think it might still be a rough time for Nongshim, but Gideon makes it out. And there's another ticket home here for Doran as well. Again, the sleepies come down as Owner is likely to die. Never mind, actually, the turret just goes down and Owner is still alive. 30 seconds until this Otacon buff goes down again as Fisher at least gets himself 100 gold, but they'll lose an inhibitor for it. That's 2, so maybe he's almost got a kill's worth of money here, but if he dies, then that's actually a huge deal. Not going to, but the inhib will still fall. And T1 retain that stranglehold on this game.
Timed out!
Yep, Fisher is going to look for the angle here. Melee range with a manaless Jinx seems somewhat doable as he flashes in to execute Smash. Permafrost being used for what feels like the first time this game as Wild Growth keeping Doran alive for way too long. And Owner, he has so much AoE damage, it is disgusting. And now Faker is corralling them. Lahens is at death's door as Jiu is just trying his best to be alive in this situation. Another pack of feathers are just going to do nothing as it's a triple for Owner as he just tidies up Nongshim.
Is he in trouble, or is it?
I don't know who's in trouble. I think Nongshim are in trouble as now Fisher is looking for an angle. He's spotted on a ward. Magnus Storm's there. As Super Mega Death Rocket also helping out with the AoE. Ona turns up though, and Fisher is out of there. Hasn't actually offered any damage to this fight. Is now King desperately trying to stay alive and keep Faker away. But Gideon's down, and Smash gets excited, understandably so, with a jungler looking as good as Ona is right now. Oh, yeah.
And showing his performance on what is really is feeling like one of the stronger junglers at the moment, particularly with Fearless continuously. Oh!
He got an ice cream!
I love that!
Wait, is that a coffee ice cream?
I think it's
tiramisu ice cream?
Stracciatella, probably?
Oh, it looks pretty good. Can I have one? What? Oh, that is... You know
really
what?
Get threatened, and outside of an Akali flank, which I think Lulu answers pretty handily.
Oh,
why are you taunting
Stop
Atlas?
this! Stop putting him there!
That's so mean!
It looks delicious!
It is!
Oh, and I'm also trying to do keto at the moment. I can never eat that. I just can't eat that. I want the mini-map back! Give me the mini-map, thank you!
We don't need the mini-map, Atlas!
I need the mini-map! That's okay. First inhibitor, I think there was an inhibitor that went down. There was a beautiful Captain Jack there from Smash as he avoids the Glacial Prison. Some redemption to keep them all alive again, but it's Nongshim that need redemption in this game, and they are not going to get it. Fisher looking for a backline as Smash takes a bit of damage and then proceeds not to care at all about the situation. Wild Growth is going to be used, and he will actually be taken down, but we all know the real carry was in fact Ona. And Kingen now just using the fountain to keep his health bar a little bit higher as they are losing health bars on T1's side. Maybe dealing with this Nexus turret could be a good idea as the Flash Polymorph comes in to make sure that Jiwoo can't get any more worked up, but he's still kind of doing it. And now Ona throwing these bowling balls around. Kingen keeping himself up here as Doran will be able to take that one. And Carrier just wants to try and find the kill, but he doesn't get it in the end. And T1 will take
fear. Even in this game, I think he only ended up dying once, which is a pretty big achievement given how it played out.
Yeah, I agree. I still would have much preferred to see a Kai'Sa or something like that instead of going for this Zyre angle. But we're having a listen to T1 as they take down Nongshim. It got a little bit dicey towards the very end because Jiwoo did keep himself very, very safe and Smash did die. But then Ona was, yeah, like a 10-1 Lilia with all of the items in the universe. And was just kind of bambying around, having a good time.
We've had a lot of split votes. I don't think this is going to be one of those. This one feels like kind of a no-brainer.
Who else would it be? I think Carrier probably gets a few votes. I think his performance on the Elise was fantastic.
Yeah, but he also
and he got that solo kill on King.
Yeah, but he also died. I feel like there's Carrier. There's a couple of moments where, don't get me wrong, I think he had an amazing performance. Also, I love Battle Lulu Atlas. It's just, I know we don't get it in solo lanes anymore, but it's just so annoying.
It is.
Fun.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Steer for the LCK Cup POM interview translation, joined by Owner on the side of T1. With T1's victory, Group Baron keeps its hopes alive. How do you feel? I'm glad that we're able to keep its hope alive. And this is our last match before the holiday, and being able to end it with a victory is also great. And let's talk about Game 1. The enemy gave you trouble with their long-ranged comp. So what was the game plan to deal with that? Right after Game 1, we did talk about how it was really hard and tough regarding the draft. And yeah, it was really the range fight that gave us trouble. But we really did play with the mindset that as long as we get the macro down and get control over the game, that it will be winnable. And in Game 2, you got ahead of the enemy to ultimately carry your team to victory. And as an engaged champion, does Lilia need to position a certain way? Any tips for team fight positioning? I think it really depends on whether you have Zhonya's or not. And I think with Zhonya's, it's really easy to engage and go in. And without Zhonya's, yeah, Lilia is a really easy champion to die with. So I think it really is dependent on whether you have Zhonya's or not. If Group Elder wins one more time, they will be the winner. Did you know that? Yes. Yeah, but you still need to fight until the very end. So what message do you have for the next Baron team? OK Savings Bank Brian. You know, it would be really nice if you guys can win. But even if you lose, I think we'll just individually have to do well. But despite that, I hope that you guys put in your all. And you won your last series before the holiday break. Anything you'd like to say to your fans? I'd like to say thank you to all the supportive fans. And it's the holidays, so I hope you guys have a good holidays. And even after the holidays, we have a lot of matches coming up, so we'll put in even more effort to keep this up. And that's the end of the interview with Owner, and back to the space. Thank you.